Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square here with T-Square Talks. Hope everybody's having a great day. Have I got an exciting video to talk about today? We had amazing results on the video yesterday of the 1-to-1 gold-silver ratio. Is that possible? And a lot of good comments came out of that. A lot of people mentioned it's not possible, but the few that mentioned that they can see it and laid out why they could see it happening painted an interesting picture. I'm going to talk a little bit about that because I actually looked up some numbers today, and I can see gold and silver going a whole lot higher. Specifically silver. I see gold going higher, but I specifically still see silver really just going crazy. Now, here's the thing. My idea is still we're not going to see a 1-to-1 gold-silver ratio. However, we are going to see extremely high demand for silver and for gold. And price ain't going to matter. The idea of if silver does really have a breakout to 50, 60 bucks, which I know some people are going to say, oh, that's not a breakout. But a common thing that I've seen was who would actually buy silver at 60 bucks? I mean, I've heard a lot of people say that. And I've always said the people that didn't get in yet, and they didn't have the smarts to get in at 15, 16, 20, 25, and now 32. And yes, that's right, 32, because as of yesterday, we had seen a pretty good pullback all the way down to $30. Excuse me. Hold on a minute. So for those of you that don't know, I'm actually on the border, pretty close to the border of Mexico, and there's a lot of smoke coming across the border right now as they are burning fields, getting ready for summer planting and their crops. So there's a lot of smoke in the air, so I apologize if I cough once in a while. It could just be a cold because I don't sleep much, and maybe my immune system's a little weaker, but we'll see. So with that being said, let's jump back on topic since I kind of got lost there a little bit. But, gold and silver has a lot of room to run. We've talked about this time and time again, and a lot of people out there are going to say that, nobody would actually buy an ounce of silver for 60 bucks. We've seen before that people did buy it. When silver shot up to $49 last time, people were actually getting 70 bucks an ounce roughly. In some cases on, nonetheless, American Silver Eagles, which I think are a very high premium coin, but people want them. And because they want them, it can only go higher, in my opinion. However, a lot of people have said that, who's going to be able to afford an ounce of gold? And I'm guilty of this right here, what I'm about ready to say. If gold did shoot up to $8,000, $10,000, who's in their right mind is going to be able to afford to buy it? Now, for common people, everyday people that are going to work every day and just trying to make ends meet during an inflation time, they probably won't be able to afford gold. They'll be able to afford silver even at 60 bucks. They just may be buying 1 ounce of silver here and there. However, when it comes to gold, you get a whole different picture. Now gold is a tier 1 asset. And with that being said, I'm convinced that if we go through another banking crisis, then we're probably going to go through another housing crisis. And we could see 2008 all over again. And if we do see another banking crisis, where is that going to really take us? We couldn't expect to see lending start to dry up, less people being able to take home loans, more homes on the scene, more people getting foreclosed on. Just like in 2008, there was a lot of foreclosures. In fact, I've told the story before about the 4-bedroom, 2-bath house that I bought for $28,000, which was super cheap. But you know what? The banks had a lot of houses, and this one was a little bit more unique because the person that got foreclosed on was really angry, and they unscrewed all the receptacles, all the lights, the kitchen sink, the bathroom sink. They undid every appliance in the house that they could take, including the hot water heater. So they couldn't turn on the water. Anybody that wanted to buy the house, they could not turn on the water. They could not turn on the electricity to check anything. And they really couldn't do much with it. I was lucky. I was an electrician. I had a friend come over with me and look stuff over. And he said, everything will work. Just the receptacles. I mean, you're talking a light switch is 70 cents, 60 cents. Receptacles, maybe $1. Cheap. He goes, some new light fixtures. And really no headaches. So I put in the bid and the bank took it. Bank was fascinated because the offer that I put in was $29,458.72, some crazy number. And they were wondering, they had to reach out and ask, how did he come up with that number? We've never seen a number like that before, where someone actually put cents in there and in their offer. And I specifically told the realtor, I said, put it in just like that, exactly. And so needless to say, when they reached out to my realtor, the realtor said, they wanted to know how you came up with that number. I said, give them this. And I handed her a bank slip. It had the exact dollar amount that I had in my bank account. Now, I'd already moved most of my money over to another account. I wanted them to see that number and realize that, you know what, this is a guy that just wants to make ends meet and get in the house. And that's exactly what they took it as. They said they accepted, and I said it was a cash buy. There it is. And they were happy to get it off their books. They didn't have to pay maintenance. They didn't have to pay insurance. They didn't have to worry about it going down in value. They didn't have to worry about it getting looted or whatever you call it, vandaled. So they were really happy. But here's the thing. That wasn't the only house on the books. There's lots of houses on the books that were foreclosures. And if things get worse, which a lot of, let's be honest, everybody in the room that's watching this channel, this video right now, probably believes rough times are coming. Otherwise, you wouldn't be looking into gold and silver. You understand that gold and silver is a hedge against inflation. It's what's going to protect you. It's what's going to put you in a good spot when things get really ugly. And so you're stacking. Well, here's the thing now. With gold being a tier 1 asset, if gold continues to go up, which I believe it will, and even if it doesn't, if banks continue to get stuck with houses, they're going to want something other than the house. With gold, if I turn this over to a bank, they could essentially use this as a down payment. Now, I've been told no, we cannot take gold coins as collateral. However, with that being said, when things get ugly, it's a whole different scenario. I'm convinced of that. So my thoughts being, these gold coins could essentially put you in the door of a new house or a nice property that someone got foreclosed on. Now the question is there going to be a 2008 housing crisis? Are there going to be a lot of foreclosures? Because a lot of my plan revolves around the possibility we need more foreclosures in order for my plan to pan out the way I think it will. Now, you got to ask yourself, do you think we'll see a lot of foreclosures? Well, if things start getting worse, I mean, look at what's going on. You got Taco Bell now in trouble. You got Burger King might be You got Taco Bell in trouble. You got Burger King might be going bankrupt. They're closing down a ton of their stores. We've already looked into tons of layoffs at different companies. Now you even have Home Depot and Lowe's reporting a whole lot less income and profit losses because they're sitting on a lot of stuff. And less people are remodeling their houses. Less people are putting work into them. You know, so the idea that the jobs market is great or the idea that the economy is great, I mean, some people will say that, no, they're planning on essentially letting it collapse after the election. They need to make sure that before the election, things appear to be good. Now, here's the thing. You got to ask yourself, do things really look good? And if your answer is no, then gold and silver is where I would want to put some money. You know, no matter what, even if you talk to a financial analyst, which I am not, I'm not licensed to give financial advice. I am telling you my opinions, and that's it. But if you ask a financial analyst about gold and silver, they're going to tell you that it's wise that you put 5% of your net worth into gold or silver. I'm sorry, mostly gold. But they'll say precious metals, actually, which is a little vaguer. Now, we've explained why we like silver better than gold. But gold is great still. You guys have seen, I obviously buy gold sometimes. I like silver better, but gold is, in my opinion, a better, it's more popular right now, but silver is more, I won't say valuable, more upside potential is the way I would put it. A lot of people have this belief that, oh no, we're at $32 now. It ain't going to go any higher. So we hit $32 about a week ago. And we've seen it pull back a little bit to $30. But But now we see it back at about $32. And why did it come down? Does anybody really know why it came down? It came down because the Fed wanted to essentially cool the way things were going. People putting their money into Bitcoin, people putting their money into precious metals. So in my opinion, they came out and told some fibs about how, you know, the rate cuts are off the table and we're going to raise interest rates because they had to cool down precious metals. But the truth of the matter is, are they going to really raise interest rates? Are there still going to be an interest rate maybe coming? Did they just kind of free themselves up so now they can swing whichever way they want? You know, these are questions that you got to ask yourself. I always ask myself, has the Fed told us the truth already? Well, they said inflation didn't exist. Obviously it did. They said inflation was just transitory. Obviously it wasn't if we're still dealing with it. They tell us it's not really that bad and the economy's great. But, you know, these are questions you've got to ask yourself. Do you think the economy's really that great? If they're going in and revising the numbers every time they put them out, that's not a good sign. And for that reason, I'm moving into gold and silver. I actually said I wasn't going to buy any more for the time being because we went over 30 bucks. And then sure enough, I put another order in. I couldn't help myself. I would have liked to have seen a bigger pullback, but I see the writing on the wall, and who knows? We're going to see. I think that there's a lot of opportunity for gold and silver, and I would love to trade some of mine off for, like I said in previous videos, that right piece of property. So we're going to see how things play out. I think there's a lot of room still to run silver. The idea that silver ain't going to hit $50 this year is just totally ridiculous to me. I still say that I think we got a good chance of hitting $50 this year. And gold, most places now are evaluating gold could easily hit $3,000 by the end of the year. But here's the thing. With silver, in my opinion, having the upside potential to double in price, I don't think gold is going to double in price. Therefore, I think there's a higher percentage rate for profit in silver. So that's why I've been putting more of my extra dollars into silver when I can. Now, I apologize for my desk being a mess. I've actually been wanting to clean it up as I've got stuff thrown around everywhere right now. Only because of everything going on. So, with that being said, I'm going to wrap up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please check out some of my short videos. I have been trying to put them out there to raise awareness of what's going on and kind of bring a little bit more stuff to light. So keep stacking, my friends. I'm not going to tell you some crazy story about how silver is going to go to $600, $700, $2,000. I'm going to tell you that the easy number for this year for me to say and put my neck out there is we could easily see $50 silver. And here's the thing. If you put some money in at 30 and it goes to 50, that's a 66% jump. For me, I'm happy with that. I would be extremely happy to see my investment go up by 66%. But even if I don't see that, let's just say I see 20% this year or 25%. 25% only puts us at roughly $40 silver. That's not crazy. I mean, gold and silver is up right now, and it could keep going up. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time on T-Square Talk. Y'all have a great one, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It really helps me out. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.